Chiropractic.
Hi.
And welcome Facebook people who are actually watching in right now. It is with great pleasure that I get to introduce Susan Goldsmith to you guys. She is a fantastic lady. Dr. Zaino has named her the dog whisperer of Abundant Life Chiropractic, but she's the dog whisperer about their health, which is something that we're all involved in around here, is our health. So we should be just as interested in the health of our fur babies, right?
Right.
Without further ado, here is Miss Susan.
Thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate your time. So I'm going to talk about pet health. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I love my pets and I love everybody else's pets as well. These are my pets. Some are here and some have passed away. Why have a healthy pet immune system? It can fight off disease, fights off harmful bacteria, helps eliminate harmful toxins, keeps teeth healthy and clean. I have a product right now that I'm working on. I'm testing it on my dogs first. And it's going to boost the immune system, but I have to see how well it's going to clean off the plaque. Once it works for my dogs, then I'll bring it to you. But other than that, I like to try it on them first. Our environment has toxins. So it's really important today to boost the immune system now even more than before. Fortunately, by building and maintaining a healthy immune system for them, you are decreasing your pet's chance of infection and illness and ultimately extending their life. So if we work on their immune system now, they have a better chance of having a healthier life in the future. I have the table over there. A lot of people come over to me and say, my pet's immune system is fine. There's nothing wrong with them. There's no reason to give them anything. I don't understand that because as we come in here all the time, we're taught that our immune systems are not healthy. So we're taught what to do and how to build it up. So when a dog gets sick, we only find out when the alarm system goes off. You know, the fire alarm, as Zaino always tells us, we don't know that until. So why wait? Why not build their immune system now? Give them the chance that they deserve to have. They deserve a healthy immune system. So anyways, they deserve to have a good, long, and healthy life. So when people tell me nothing's wrong, I guide them to tell them, yes, that there is something wrong, that you won't know about it until they have, maybe they have cancer or something, or they have cataracts or something that goes bad in the body, then we'll find out how bad their system really is. For animals, if the immune system isn't healthy, then what? The body is then compromised, and if not boosted correctly, a pet can have so many issues such as allergies, cataracts, diabetes, hot spots, mange tumors, you name it, they can get it. With a compromised immune system, disease and illness will happen, meaning more trips to the vet. I hear a lot of people tell me, my dog's cough, so I take him to the vet. My dog sneezes, my cat's feet are hurting them. It's just real simple. To me, it's real simple. Mind you, 5 years ago, I didn't understand the immune system, but it's real simple now. So if you learn how to boost that immune system, it'll heal everything in the body. So some of the symptoms of a dog being sick is loss of appetite, lethargy, depression, dull coat. You might not see the dull coat right off the bat, but if you see a dog that's not eating, it might not be the food. It might be that something's wrong. Most of the time, our pets they want to please us. So they're not going to show us that they're sick until maybe it gets to the point where they're so sick that they don't know what to do, and then they're going to show it to you. So how to keep the immune system healthy? Last month, Dr. Zaino talked about fueling our bodies. Well, it's not just fueling our bodies, we have to fuel our pets' bodies as well. So we have to know what the dog food and cat food, what they're taking into their body. What treats are we giving them? Are we giving them treats that are going to lower their immune system? Does it have gluten in there? People have said gluten doesn't lower the immune system. We know it does. So why are we putting it in our pets' bodies? a multivitamin. I know that the food that I eat now is healthy, but I'm still adding multivitamins in. Something in minerals, anything that's going to help boost the immune system, and so our pets deserve that as well. And of course, we give them water, and it's not tap water, it's distilled or spring water. So we have to remember to fuel their body, give them what they need, instead of give them what you think they might need. So when I go for a walk with my dogs, I'll feed them before and let their body settle for about 30 to 45 minutes. But I'm not gonna take them out on for a 2 to 4 mile walk on an empty stomach. I have to make sure that their bodies are ready so that their bodies will be healthy all the way through our walk. So these wafers that I have, the reason why, there might be another wafer out there that might be similar to this one, but I have not found anything that is as close to this wafer, Nuvet. Some of the ingredients that I believe will benefit, that you will understand and benefit from, are digestive health, alfalfa, and I'm not sure if it's papain. So that's going to help with their digestion. Skin and coat, someone asked me about that. Vitamin E, evening primrose oil, beta carotene. Muscle and bone health, oyster and shell, it provides natural calcium and phosphorus. Amino acids, heart health, Peruvian cat's claw, pine bark, magnesium, and tumors. Shark cartilage is huge. If an animal has a tumor, it'll actually stop the blood flow to the tumor. So my Cody, who's an English Springer Spaniel, he gets tumors in his mouth. When his immune system goes down, I see the tumors pop up, and then I know that I have to boost it more. Our immune system don't always stay boosted. It's not as high as I'd like it to be. So when that happens, and I see that tumor, then I pump them up with a little bit more. I usually give them an extra wafer or two. And then when the immune system is right, that tumor, I can actually take the tumor and move it over, because that tumor is completely gone. It's dead. So the ingredients in this wafer itself is amazing. There's a lot more that's in there. I have another story. I was at my house and a neighbor came by, and she has 2 dogs, and the dogs are on so many oils and vitamins. She must spend $200 a month or more. So I said, I have something, I have a solution for you. So I went inside, I got the information on these wafers. She looked at the ingredients and said, oh my gosh, almost all the stuff that I'm spending is in that wafer. So now it's 3 years later, and she's buying the wafers for her dogs. So every month, every day, these dogs get a wafer. These wafers are human grade, manufactured in FDA registered human pharmaceutical laboratory. Contains human grade ingredients only. Manufacturer utilizes cold processing, so the ingredients and nutrients are retained, just like coconut oil, right? It's cold, pressed, and unrefined. So it's the same thing. It's going to keep all the nutrients. It's quickly absorbed by your pet's metabolism. FDA approved for pets. People take them too. I take them as well. So I had severe allergies moving from New York to Texas. So bad that I was on an EpiPen. And it's been 2.5 years, and I'm not on an EpiPen anymore. So it's real important. It's about knowing what to put in your body. And so I take them. It's organic chicken liver, provides vitamin potency, and that is the main ingredient in this wafer. I know that a bunch of my friends give them to their dogs as well. So, talking about fueling the body. Our dogs don't know what we're giving them, but we know what they're giving them. So the dog doesn't know, is the food contaminated unless unless we give them something better. So I had not good dog food and good dog food, and my dogs actually went to their good dog food because they knew better, tasted better. So the bad dog food, you're going to find wheat, gluten, and corn, grain meal, and byproducts. BHA, I don't know what the rest is, BHT, ethanoxyquin, food dyes, PG. If I can't read the ingredient, I don't want it going in my dog's or cat's bodies. So on the right side, you see animals that are happy. So foods that start with meat or fish is good, fish or a meat meal. I've had people say, well, I've heard that meal, the meat meal part is not good. It actually is good. What they do is if you have raw food and it's compromised, it's about 80%, I think, or 90% of water. So all they're doing is taking out the water, giving you more of the protein. So the meat meal is actually good. Vegetables, minerals, natural ingredients. Again, words that I can say. When I look at a bag of dog food, if I can't say it, I'm not going to give it to my dogs. I also taste everything. So yes, I'm going to take a piece of their dog food and chew it. Because if it goes in me, then it's okay. So, better choice of dog and cat food. I've had people ask me, where are you going to get your food from? Feed stores are a whole lot better than a box store. So if the food gets into Petco, PetSmart, Target, Walmart, Costco, Sam's, any of those, it means that it's gotten to the point where it's not as great as it should be. If you go into a feed store, that's where you're going to find a better food. So some of them that I'm carrying right now is Akana, Origin, Victor. That's the one that I put my dogs on because it's a 4- and 5-star feed. It's made in Mount Pleasant, Texas, and there's never been a recall. It's very clean. I was a little upset with someone mentioning to me about where they get their chicken and their beef from. And so I called the company. And I spoke to the owner and I said, where do you get your chicken from? He said, 9 miles down the road at a farm. He said, if I could raise it myself, I would. What about your beef? The same thing. So it's an excellent food, and my dogs like it. Origin, Victor, Akana, Natural, Planet, Organic. There's a lot of other ones that I carry as well that you can find that are good cat foods. A pet sample. Some of these companies have pet samples. You have to look at those pet samples. You might give your dog a pet sample and then they don't like the food. And the reason is that those pet samples have little enhanced with maybe a little bit better flavoring. So I know that some of the companies don't have samples at all because they're not going to enhance it. If your dog's going to like the food, they're going to like it. So be careful with the samples. Okay, dog and cat treats. Again, it's what we're putting in them that we have to be careful. So the treats need to be organic or natural. I tend to say more organic than natural. Without gluten. You know that gluten's not good. When I give a dog treat, I give it because I know that it's going to do something to the immune system. So, for instance, I have shark bark. Now yes, it's very stinky, as some of you know, but it's got glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, so it's going to boost the immune system. It's going to take care of maybe if there's any tumors, it's going to squash them. So my dogs love it. I have some treats that are just made out of fish. Okay, and again, I know that they stink, but they're good for the body. I don't just turn around and treat them and say I'm going to give them bacon. I'm sorry, but they're not going to have bacon because bacon's bad for our body. So it's going to be bad for them. Even if it's organic, I have to stay away. But so also, make sure it's real important that you have water all the time, no matter what. If it's a little bit or a lot, they have to have natural water, good water for their body. Okay, so why did I get into this? Why did I care so much about your pets? Or why did I care so much about my pets? Back in 2011, 2012, my Callie was diagnosed with mast cell tumor. And the mast cell is a very dangerous cancer. A lot of cancers are, but her cancer was so bad that if they open up the body without putting her on an antihistamine, it would spread instantly. Anyway, she ended up having 3 surgeries, and the vet said he got clean margins and never did. My one on the right, the one in the middle, baby, he had an autoimmune disease in 2012, and the vet said that, over time, maybe he'll get better. And then Blazer, he had a fibrosarcoma on his chest, and that tumor grew so massive, he had 5 surgeries. I didn't know back then that you're not supposed to have surgery after surgery. I just did what I thought was right because the vet was telling me. In September, Callie had her last surgery on a Friday. And by Sunday, she was gone. She passed away in my car. The vet told me though that Friday after her surgery that she would be fine. She's gone. And then baby, my friend Paula was at my house with me, and my cat all of a sudden had a grand mal seizure, and basically never came out of it. And so 10 days later, he was put to sleep. And then Blazer, the vet couldn't do any more with his tumors that were coming back. So he died 2 months later after Callie passed away. So I lost 3 in a 2-month period, and for me it was devastating. After they passed away, my Cammy, 6 weeks later, I wasn't playing with my dogs. And Paula says to me, you've got to play with them, because if you're not, they're not going to be okay. And sure enough, 6 weeks later, my Cammy, I was playing with them, I decided it was time, and I was just so depressed. When I opened up her lip, she was completely yellow, from top to bottom. So that yellow, like Zaino's yellow, I didn't understand what was going on because I thought that she was eating right. I thought that we were doing everything right, so why was my dog yellow? That was on December 20th of 2012. Took her in, they took cells out just to see what was going on with her body, and December 27th found out that she had liver cancer, and I couldn't lose her. So I called Paula again and said, I need help because I'm sure it was a lot more extreme than that. What do I do? And she said, okay, we're done with vets. We're done with synthetic drugs. It's time to do it natural, God's way versus synthetic drugs. And so we did. We found out a protocol that would work morning and evening. And this dog was sleeping most of the time. My Cody, which is another Springer, was very upset. So his immune system was going down, so I was giving them wafers. I was doing what I could and trying to understand the immune system. Now I have poop up there, and the reason is I was walking them all the time. And people would say to me, you know, you don't have a right to be walking her, she has cancer. And I said, but if I don't walk her, then the toxins stay in her body. So those are toxins that are constantly coming out of her body. So that was December 27th of 2012, and by 60 days later, she was cancer-free. So she went from being completely lethargic, to not wanting to live, to trying to die, to running and jumping and playing, and living for the next 21 months completely cancer-free. So because of this, we felt, and I felt as well, that we needed to bring this out to everybody. So we wrote a book about it. I do talks, I go to events, I do whatever I can to share my knowledge, because I'm so grateful that I was given this gift to help heal my dog. And so now that's what I do. I go to people's homes, I do consults, I do whatever it takes to keep our pets healthy. And because of that, she lived a beautiful 21 months longer with no drugs whatsoever. That's my book, Kill the Cancer, Not Your Pet. Cammy's story, a story of hope, love, and healing. And I have some out there, if anybody wants to look at it. So we get our puppies and kittens when they're little until they're senior pets. When I take on an animal, I don't take them on for when they're just puppies and then I let them go. They're mine forever. Okay. So I want to make sure that their immune system stays healthy all the time. If you're not doing anything right now for their immune system, start today. That's my suggestion. They're going to become seniors quicker than we will. Their bodies age quicker than we do. I do bring my dogs to get adjusted by Dr. Zaino and his team. They come 2 to 3 times a month with me. I know that if the spine is straight for us, that there's no disease. So therefore, if the spine is straight for them, there's going to be no disease, as long as they're eating right, they're drinking, they're going for exercises. So one thing Dr. Zaino mentioned to me, he said, when you do your talk, remind people that when their spine goes out, I know a lot of dogs that get euthanized because the vets don't know what to do, and their legs get splayed. They kind of go to the side. It just means that their spine is not right. So if they come in and they get adjusted, if you don't live in this area, we can find out where a corrective chiropractor is in your area and get your dogs adjusted. Because euthanizing an animal because their spine is out and the vet doesn't understand, that's not an option. So it's important to get them adjusted, even if it's once a month. You can ask him how you can work around doing that. Our pets deserve the very best life that you can give. So my motto is, if I can't put it in me or on me, I can't put it in them or on them. So I have a lot of people who say, well, I give them flea medicine. Great, you take it. You put it on their body, right? All right? Or they have something for heartworm. I just gave it to them yesterday. Great, take it. And they're like, no, why would I take it? Because it's poison. So over these years, I've learned that I have products that are oils that will kill fleas. I have, which is this one, sorry, it's Wonderside. I rescued a dog last year, and the dog ended up having major flea problem. And my dogs got in the car to come here and get adjusted. When they got in the house, they were scratching away. So I went a couple of days later, I started scratching, which was really bad. Then I realized, you know what? I was ready to put poison. I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? But I can't ever put poison on my dogs, and I never will. But that thought was in my brain for a second. And then I found this product, and I sprayed my home. I sprayed myself, I sprayed my dogs, and within a week's time, my home was completely eradicated of fleas. It doesn't just kill fleas, it kills a lot more. But I'm very careful what goes in them and on them, and it has to touch my body first. So flea and tick season is here. There is no need to put anything like, I don't know, is that Trifex? I don't even know them all anymore, Advantage. Remember, we're trying to fuel their body, not extinguish it. So the Wonderside is amazing, and then it was on Shark Tank, so it's really an excellent product. This product is natural and organic, sourcing quality ingredients from the USA that are 100% naturally derived, from therapeutic grade essential oils to soothing vitamin E. Wonderside Natural Flea and Tick Spray is chock full of amazing things pets and their people love and bugs hate. So it kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, ants, chiggers, no-see-ums, mites, moths, bedbugs, Japanese beetles, mole crickets, box elder bugs, silverfish, cockroaches, palmetto bug, and numerous insects. Diatomaceous earth. So instead of using any type of flea medicine or heart guard, I use diatomaceous earth. And what that is, it's a powder. It's a white powder. Underneath a microscope, it looks like a circular saw. So anything that has an exoskeleton that crosses over that powder, it'll slice it and drain it. That'll happen in our bodies as well as our pets' bodies. I use this every day on my dog's food. Never falter on that. And I've never had any issues. So.
Exterior and interior?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So for me, because of my issues, I take 1/4 cup of diatomaceous earth in my shake. For my pets, it all depends on their body weight. My dogs are about 50 pounds, so they take a tablespoon of DE, as they call it, every single day. You want to make sure that it's DE food grade, not pool grade. And I don't care if anybody tells you get the pool grade, get the food grade. So you can find that in the feed stores. It kills fleas, ticks, anything with an exoskeleton. It's full of minerals, magnesium, silicon, calcium, sodium, iron, and other trace minerals. It's a natural dewormer. My puppy's been on this. I'm sorry.
Are there any contraindications for diatomaceous earth on any fowl, like ducks and chickens?
No. You can actually use it in their bedding.
Yeah.
You have issues going on with?
Oh, we have ducks and chickens and donkeys and goats. We got issues every day.
It's just a form of silica. It's an algae fossilized silica.
I knew it was fossilized. I've never really used it. I've heard about it for years and never used it. I think it's time.
People use it, I know a lot of horse people use it in their feed. The one thing you want to make sure about is it is a powder, so you don't want to, take it in your hand and go like this so that you get the,
Because it's a very fine mist.
right.
Yeah. But my grandfather used to use it in his dairy farm years ago, before anybody had ever heard of it.
And it comes in bigger, like 50-pound bags, not just, yeah, and it runs about $50. So, yeah,
And a little goes a long ways.
yes, yes ma'am.
So you use the other for spraying on them?
This one, the Wondercide, for the
Right,
fleas.
and then you put that in their food?
Yes.
To do.
For anything that comes into their body. But you can also use it on their bed, on their bodies as well.
You can use it just as a powder.
Correct. Right, you don't just want to make sure it doesn't go in their eyes or in their nose.
I've used it on my carpets if, like, periodically, like if during the summertime, put it on my carpets, leave it for a little bit, vacuum it up, throw the bag away, like if you, just to maintain flea control in the house. Yeah, you can walk on it, I mean.
I put it around windowsills for ants and silverfish, cockroaches.
It's really good
Yeah,
stuff.
so if you have a back door, the cockroaches, the big woodlands come through, put it along the edge of your patio door, you won't have any, and if you find them, they're dead.
I intended to use some of that years ago and it had a senior moment.
Well, I've taken it, I didn't know if it worked. So I took some in a little baggie and I had a cockroach and I put the cockroach in there and 4 hours later it was completely dried out. So that's a way to test it to see if it really does work.
You put fleas in there too, and within that couple hours, they're gone.
Right, you just have to catch them.
My dogs will catch it.
So right now I have testimonials. So I have Kelly.
Yes,
Would you like to talk?
sure. Just from here?
No, you can come up. He has a camera on.
Hi. I just wanted to tell about especially the new vet and how it changed our little pit bull that we have. He found us and he was heartworm positive, full of parasites. He was your basic abused animal. He was about 1.5 years old, and we decided to take him in. And at that time, we did the whole thing. He went through the heartworm shots, which are just, if he hadn't been such a strong animal, he wouldn't have survived it. And I was doing everything that I knew to keep him healthy, but he was just a very susceptible to, he had fungal stuff between his toes, constantly licking. He had upset stomach all the time. He never felt good. We thought he was just a sad dog personality. You know what I mean? Because pit bulls are very stoic anyways, and so his pain level was really high. I mean, I've actually never seen him show symptoms of pain even when he's been in big pain. And we just kind of thought he's just for loving, he was a lap dog. And I got to talking to Susan about this. She told me about the new vet, and I was like, well, sure. So I tried it right away. And honestly, it took less than 3 weeks, and I didn't really have high expectations. I was just like, I'll try anything, because I had been trying everything for the last year. He's like 2.5 at this point now. And within about 2-3 weeks, he was just full of energy. He was a brand new dog. And we felt really bad because we didn't realize how bad he had been feeling. That he just was so stoic about everything. And he didn't know how to play, really. He didn't know how to do a lot of anything that required energy. He was just, we called him Eeyore. He was just, thanks for listening. He was just a very lovely dog, but very low key. And he's just not that dog now. And we have another dog, golden retriever, which of course she's on him also. And we haven't had one single trip to the vet in years. It's it's been a couple of years since we've been on it. And, I mean, he doesn't have any of the problems. He was always taking his feet and all those things. No, it's been awesome. It's been great. I tell everybody about it too. Because, I mean, I tried everything that I knew. And this was a big missing piece to our puzzle. So, I highly recommend it. And this is my front collar.
Yeah. She and I have been working together for 5 or 6 years now, and I have been a pro-health advocate for people. So my mother had melanoma about 5 years ago, and that started my journey on this health issue of what's going on in our world and why are we so sick. So when her dogs came down sick, it was like, you know, if it works for people, it might work for dogs too. So we did a lot of research on cancer, found a couple of protocols that were working over in Europe and Italy and not allowed here in the United States unless you've got the internet. That's how we came together to help her dog. So a couple months ago, but I'd always heard of her wafers, but there again, what did we say? Well, my dog's not sick. We came home one day about just before Thanksgiving, and we have 3 dogs, a dachshund schnauzer, and a small chihuahua. And the chihuahua met us at the door with one leg up. We just thought her and the mini schnauzer went to town and he might have stepped on her or something. But the next morning, she couldn't get up. She could not raise herself up on her back haunches. If you stood her up, she could walk, but it was always with one leg up. But she couldn't get up. And she would just lay around. Of course, she's hurting. We don't know what's going on. So, talked to Susan. We said, well, something's going on. Oh, she also had like a cataract in one eye. All of a sudden, her eye turned blue. Like, you know, completely cloudy. It's like, whether it was a coincidence with what else is going on, we don't know. I didn't take her to the vet. Couldn't afford it. You know, I've had 2 pets over the years, go to the vet, and your heart gets involved and it's money. So we said, can't go to the vet, we just can't do it. So called Susan. She said, well, it's time to give her the wafers. So I gave her wafers and one other supplement, and I brought her to Dr. Zaino's. She got adjusted. 6 adjustments. 4 weeks later, right after Christmas, she's up and walking. She's not walking fast. She doesn't have a lot of energy yet. But she's up. She can get her up on her haunches again. 2 months later, she is playing with the schnauzer like nothing had ever happened.
The blue?
And the blue is gone. It took a little longer for the blue to disappear. You wouldn't know it if you were looking at her straight on, you wouldn't see it. But if she was to turn her head a little bit, you could still see the shadow. But as of 2 weeks ago, it's all gone. No blue eye. You know, I don't know what was wrong with her. I don't know what happened. Do I care? Not really. Because what I have will take care of the issues that she had. So it's like, I can't tell you what they cured. I can just tell you what her symptoms were and what happened to her. So between Dr. Zaino and just the wafers and one other supplement, my dog is up and running today, and she is only 8 years old. And she is, I now know why small chihuahuas are in the circus. Because they've got so much energy. They're so acrobatic. She plays with that schnauzer. They run around the coffee table 3 or 4 times. She goes under the coffee table, out the other side, around the door, and outside. Now, they just have so much fun. They're playing like dogs should play. And just before Thanksgiving, we would have thought the way she was acting, we would have to put her down because we couldn't afford to have a vet fix whatever was going on. So that's my story.
Thank you. This is a new pro, and it'll boost the immune system. I have some samples. And you put water in it, it's like a gravy. It goes over the food.
And they love it.
And they love it. And it tastes good. So I have a video that's going to play in a little bit, but about 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine called me and she said, my mother's dog and her mother is, I believe, in her 80s and has a collapsed trachea. I didn't know what a collapsed trachea was, so I conferred with my good friends Karen and Paula about it. I usually go into something and I'll call and find out, maybe I don't know enough. So we talked about it. We're actually right here talking about what a collapsed trachea is, how to work with it, can it be healed. The vet said it's done. You may as well euthanize your dog. So my friend called me on a Monday. I went to her home Tuesday evening. The mother showed up she was from Huntsville, and I was close to there. I saw this little Chihuahua who, when she was with the lady, was coughing. When she was with me, she wasn't. I didn't understand until later, but I'll tell you. I educated this lady, who was again in her 80s, teaching her about the immune system, what needed to be done, how we can do this, and hopefully, I can't guarantee that your dog's going to live, but there's a possibility, so let's try it. So 2 hours later, she's like, okay, we're gonna do this. Got them in, they went into the car. The windows are rolled down. So I wonder, what's going on? Why are you driving with your windows down? So the daughter says, they smoke in the house so badly that she won't go visit. So not out of disrespect, but I stuck my head in the window and said, you're smoking? Oh, I can do what I know. My knowledge, I believe, is very good. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that your dog is good. But until you stop smoking, you are the one that's killing your dog at this point, because air goes into the trachea. How else is this dog going to be able to breathe? So I got out of the window, and the lady said to me, you know what? No one's ever said I need to talk to my mother like that. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but she has to know that she's killing her dog. Not anybody, I know I could do the best that I can do. So a week goes by, and I called her up and said, so, how's it going? She said, my dog has so much energy. I put the dog on the wafers, I put the dog on the D, I put the dog on some Oregamax, some other things as well to boost the immune system, because something wasn't right. Something to also calm down the neck. I knew that what we could do was going to work. So I forgot to ask her that one question. She said my dog is doing better. She said she went to the vet, and the vet said to her, I'm so glad that you got a second opinion. Now, because it's an older lady, I think growing up, they had doctors that came to their home. So she thought I was a doctor. I let her know I was not, but that's what she thought. So she said to the vet, so the vet said, great, but I'm going to tell you your dog's going to die. There's no hope for this dog. So I called her back, and I said, I have a question for you. Are you still smoking in the house? She said, no, ma'am. We're not smoking in the house. We go out on the porch now and we smoke. And if the dog wants to come out, that's fine. But you know what? The smoke goes away from the dog. The dog is now running around, playing, eating, which the dog wasn't eating before. She wants to get our house cleaned from all the smoke. So now this dog is better. And I'm so grateful that, I'm doing whatever I can do to help the dog. And now she is as well. This lady was depressed. She wasn't getting out of bed because her dog was ill. Now she wants to come down with her sister. Instead of having me drive to Huntsville, she wants to come to Montgomery to see me. So anyway, I think that's really cool.
Susan, we have two questions here from the Facebookers that I think could be really applicable for you.
Yes.
Number one, they want to know the name of the wafers again.
Okay, they're New Vet. New Vet wafers.
New Vet wafers. And then number two, someone has an older dog who has gum disease, and they're asking about maybe colloidal silver use with the dogs. They have another one who's not wanting to eat. Some days they will eat a dehydrated food when it's super watered down.
Okay, so it still stems back to if there's gum issues that are going on. Whenever issues are going on, the immune system is down. I want to know, first of all, what they're feeding their dog or cat, what they're treating their dog. But I want to get to the root of the problem. And so the only way to do that is to heal the body and heal the immune system. So I would go with the wafers, and I can put a link to those wafers. It'll make, when the dog or cat takes them, it makes them as if they're born again on the inside. So it's going to cure that and get rid of any issues in the body.
But what do you do if your dog won't eat them?
It's not an option. My Cammy was very ill, and she did eat the wafers, but I've had other dogs that won't eat them. So I take them and put them in water and liquefy them, make sure it's distilled or spring water, draw it up in a liquid syringe, and put it in the mouth. Because it's not an option. They don't understand.
Coconut oil works good?
Well, she
Okay.
took it the first month and a half,
because I bought 2 bottles from you. She took it the first month and a half. After that, she don't have nothing to do with it.
Okay.
And I even crumbled it up in her food, tried to do all kinds of, she don't eat.
Right, but it's not an option. It does boost the
I can
immune
put it in
system.
water and do the
So
syringe.
liquid syringe it and put it in the back of the mouth and put it in slowly, and you'll see the benefit of it.
Okay.
But if you hold back on it, then she basically is dictating what
Right.
she's being given.
Right, yeah, she's bossing me.
Yeah, she bosses you. Okay, so this is Max. Back about a few days before spring break, my neighbor had a dog that had osteosarcoma. The problem is, I knew that this dog was having issues, but again, they think that their dog is okay. Problem with osteosarcoma is once it gets into the body and it's so strong that it will actually break the bone. So it broke the bone in this dog, and this is a 120-pound dog, Great Pyrenees. Anyway, he went from being a 4-legged dog to a 3-legged dog. That was from a Thursday to a Friday that he had the surgery. I'm sorry, and he came home. And within 2 hours, the family went on vacation because they planned on going on vacation. They didn't plan on this happening. So that was a Saturday. Monday rolls around, and she calls me from where she is, far away, and says, help, my dog won't eat, won't walk. They have a pet sitter that can't lift the dog. Mind you, the pet sitter is like this big. The dog is like this big. So when you go to lift up the dog, there's no leverage. So I went over to see how he was doing. He was really bad, very depressed. His family left, so he didn't know what to do. This lady told me, don't give him anything here, nothing. You can give him, he has pain meds, he's on pain meds for a reason, that's fine. These are not pain meds, okay? So she was way far away, so I made sure when I got there I gave him a pain med, but there was a miscommunication between the owner, and the pet sitter, because the pet sitter said, oh, I was told just to give the pain meds if the dog needs it. The dog just lost a leg 3 days ago, the dog needs it. Okay, so there was some lack of communication there. I said, if you lost an arm, would you be okay 2 days later? So I decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna talk to the dog, see what's going on, brought the dog outside, watched how the dog was pooping, which wasn't very good. The next night I came in here, and I talked to Dr. Zaino and said, this is what's going on with this dog. What do I do? Do I go against what the family says? What do I do? And he says, Susan, you do what you know what to do. End of story. And I said, okay. He said, you've got to heal this dog. It's not an option, so do what you know how to do. So I had his blessing, and I thought, okay, I'm going. So I went over there. I was there Friday. I was there in the morning from 7 o'clock in the morning until 9:30. This is during my spring break. And then from 9 o'clock in the evening to 11:30 at night. I did this Monday all the way until the following Monday. So I took off my spring break, but I think God intended it that way because they went away and I happened to be there. So he was getting actually 5 wafers a day. And I was spacing it out. He's 120 pounds. And I made sure I wrote down what the pet sitter needed to do in order to make sure that everything was being done. And I would call her, did you give the wafer? Did you give the Oregamax? Are you making the food right? He was actually having chicken, boiled chicken, and some apples, everything organic, and then carrots as well, and spinach. So he was eating good, but he wasn't wanting to eat. So I put it in his mouth. I take the pain pills that they had, which he needed pain pills at that point, and shove it in his mouth. It wasn't an option. He loved the wafers, by the way. And I also made sure that the other little dogs, when it was their dinner time, got a wafer as well. So that was a Monday. By Thursday, he was getting better. He was hopping a little bit more. And by Saturday, he was sitting up just like that. By Monday, when the owners came back, he was walking. And I heard that his stitches came out a couple of days after that, so maybe 2 weeks ago. And I have pictures of it, where the incision was basically almost dissolved, almost gone. And it was all about boosting the immune system. It wasn't about me giving them different pain meds. It was about healing from the inside out. So this dog he was actually outside the other day, not in the fenced-in yard, and someone on a skateboard went by, and this dog got up and ran as fast as he could after that person. So it's all about healing. And I laid down the floor with this dog crying, praying that this dog was going to get better. But I know that God made this green earth for a reason. And if we use what's out there and go the natural way, then our pets' bodies will heal. So that's where the next story is. The next one is it's about a cat that was cured as well through these wafers and some SCFT, but the slide is going to start talking now.
Hi, my name is Marlon Downey, and I have a cat. This cat last year was so sick. We took him to the vet. He had feline leukemia, feline AIDS, and he was dead. I mean, the vet said the best thing you could do is put him down. Well, my wife said that's not going to happen, and we called Susan. And Susan had some stuff along with some tea. And 1 year later, this is my dead cat. His name is Sammy Sam. He's very big, very lovable, and thanks to Susan and her tea and her stuff, he's okay. So thanks. Talk to you later, Susan. Bye-bye.
So that's, I hope that you've learned something tonight. Again, it's making sure, we have to make sure that we boost our immune system as well as our pets. If you're giving them something that is poisonous to their body, take it first. Because they deserve the best life that they can get. And we are the ones that can do it for them. They can't do it for themselves. Yes, ma'am.
What do you use for heartworm?
Heartworm, I use this. Yes. So, and if you just gave them heartworm, medicine, it doesn't matter. You can start them on this right away. And depending on their weight, I can help you with that. Decide how much they would get every day. But you don't want to falter. You want to make sure if you start it, that you continue it every single day.
So it's every day for the rest of their life?
Every day. Yes, but it's going to clean out their bodies so much. Like for us, if we take it, it cleans out our blood, it cleans our cholesterol. It does all these positive things for our body. So it's going to help with digestion. So it's going to help so many parts of the body to work properly.
And you sprinkle it on the food.
Yep.
That they eat it.
I just wanted to add that I buy the powder for my cat also.
Yes.
And it's made a huge difference in my cat too. He's 6 years old and he's frisky. It gave him a new life too. And he loves it. And like I say, it's not an option. My dogs kind of fought it a little bit after a while, but they get 2 wafers a day whether they like it or not. So.
And I take them as well, so they taste good. So, anyway, so that's my contact information. I do have a pet hotline now because I get so many people who want to talk about their pets, and that's 1-800-685-7930. That's for people that Zaino told me to let them know online. You can call me. I also have a website, naturalhealing4pets.com. And also the new vet wafers. You can go to the site and it's www.newvet, N as in Nancy, U, V as in Victor, E, T as in Tom. So newvet.com/64449. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you, Karen, for helping me tonight. And thank you, Paula, and everyone. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, anybody have any questions? Any more questions?
What we do, our dog is, we have a lab.
Yes, ma'am.
And scratching the ears and what we found out
Gosh, you hear that? Karen, it sounds like you. Your eardrum? You know your eardrum?
Uh-huh.
This dog has, what, no eardrum? Or
I don't remember.
A perforated eardrum?
is it perforated?
Yeah.
Okay. So again,
But anyway, the vet did something, the vet did something, but then now he's been a few months, he started scratching it.
it's healing. That would be my take on that. Again, it's get your dog on the wafers to start boosting the immune system, because whatever's going on in there, at least that will allow the body to heal whatever's going on in there. Okay, so when my Callie, when my Kira, when she got spayed, you know how they cut pretty far into the body. I was really worried that those stitches were not going to go away and that she was going to hurt, and she started scratching. Instead of worrying about it, I called Paula and said, what do we do? She's coconut oil and some lavender oil, and rub it on there, and you'd never know that my dog had any issues. So when it comes to the scratching, is what I'm talking to, is it's probably healing. So if you boost the immune system, I'd rather not put something into the ear. You could spray some colloidal silver in, which won't be bad, which will just heal it. So.
Take your screen back, and I'm gonna come in closer for the Facebook folks to take a look at. See if they can see it or not on my phone.
I do consults, so I do go to people's homes, and I help them with their pets. Yes, ma'am.
Tea you're talking about.
It's Essiac. It's ESSIAC. T. It's Renee Cassie. She was a nurse out of Canada, and she had